Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Cupid Parasite. That's what we're playing. I was like, shit. Oh crap. Oh my god. Anyway, it's right there on the screen, but I'm not looking at it. I'm like looking around like something to remind me. I need to put post-it notes somewhere so I know what the hell I'm playing. Anyway. Yeah, and we're still in Gill's route. I did do the other part yesterday, so you'd think I would remember what the hell is happening, but nope. Anyway, Gill moved in with us temporarily, and despite everything that's happened, we're back at square one. There you go. At first, rooming with Gill felt awkward, but over time, things felt like they used to. Plus, because Gill handles all the housework, Clarice and I were able to kick back and relax. That's the life. Clarice and I sitting on the couch, feet up, drinking wine. Gill's vacuuming. Excuse me, sweetie, could you keep it down? We're trying to watch Jerry Springer. God, Gill. Just kidding. I'm home! Wow, why is my TV so loud? I turned it down, but Jesus Christ. I'm back! Welcome home, you two. Dinner's ready. Wicked. Laundry. Done and done. I even got the cleaning done for the day. Plus, the weather was so nice, everything dried quite well. Awesome! I was thinking of wearing my favorite bra out tonight. You're going out again? For an 11 o'clock date, girly. That is, after I shower, change, and eat some of Gill's cooking. 11 o'clock date. Oh my god, that's so late. Lord. Let me get you a plate. No, I can help. Don't worry, I've got everything. You go wash your hands and settle down into something more comfortable. Settle down into something more comfortable. That's not exactly the right phrasing, but sure. Sure. Gee, Gill really is nice to have around. Normally, I'd start dinner prep after I got home. Since Gill is a freelancer, he has a lot more time for housework and cooking. It makes things so much easier. Having someone around to handle the chores is such a luxury, especially when you're a busy adult instead of a college student. Or you just don't like cleaning. I'm just saying. Back during our time on Parasite House, Gill was quite the perfectionist, especially when it came to household chores. From my perspective, it's kind of nice to have him doing so much. Still, I'm worried about the strain on him. Gill may be a freelancer, but he still has work to do. We probably should split up the chores. But whenever I ask, he'll probably just insist on doing everything himself. That came out weird. I should ask if there's a way to thank him that's not chores or cooking. Gill's always taken care of us like this. His feelings aside, I want to express my gratitude for his care. I should probably tell him that I figured out his feelings for me. But I don't 100% know what's going through Gill's head. Nothing good will come from jumping the gun. Having things turn all awkward with Gill right now would be horrible. After all, he's stuck here until the renovations are over. That's why I decided to avoid the topic, even though I felt guilty about it. Guilt aside, I went to go wash my hands for dinner. A few days after Gill started taking care of everything, the weekend arrived. I finally expressed my desire to thank Gill. Thank me? Yeah, you're always taking care of us. I wanted to say thank you for that. Thanks, but you know I'm doing this because I want to. There's no need for thanks. But Gill, you've always gone above and beyond, even when we were students. I want to do something in return. Gill is always so giving, so I wanted to do something in kind. That's why... I'll clean the bathroom. I'll cook something. I'll give you a massage. Oh, I'll give you a massage, Gill. Not the right answer, obviously. Are you hungry? I can make us dinner. What do you say? You make dinner? Well, I guess I've never had your cooking before. Gill's face flushes red the moment he says that. I don't know why, but I felt just as embarrassed, too. Well, it won't be as good as your cooking is, but if you don't mind that... If it's your cooking, I'm sure it'll be great. Gill will take your cooking and your cookies and God everything else you give him. Gill's face turns even redder the moment he replies with such a spirited exclamation. He's red from ear to ear. That made me feel even more guilty. I'm so sorry, Gill. But I can't pretend to know his feelings. I wait for a moment to give him space to think. Crab cakes. I'd like to eat some crab cakes. Bitch, what the fuck? Who the fuck? I said my cooking's not as good as yours and you think I can make crab cakes? I don't know, are they hard? I don't know, I've never made crab cakes. But I feel like if someone's like, I want crab cakes, I'd be like, I guess you're gonna have to go out to a restaurant then. What the fuck? Did you want grilled cheese? Or did you want eggs? That's it. That's all. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not that good at grilled cheese. I can make Kraft macaroni and cheese out of a box, if you're okay without the butter and the milk, and we just use a little bit of water, because I don't really ever have butter or milk. So, you know, it's not crunchy, and it's not gonna be powdery, just use water. It's fine. Like, or did you want some type of eggs? I can do eggs. I got eggs. Like, we just want a piece of toast? I can do that. But, like, I'm not a terrible cook, but, like, you know. Crab cakes? What the fuck? I'm like a 1.5-star chef, okay? That's like 4-star level right there. I just... Crab cakes? It's a famous Baltimorean dish. I've loved it ever since I was a kid. And come to think of it, I haven't had it in 6 years now. She's like, okay, so I got a box of cake mix. I got some fake crab, puts it together. Oh, dear God. Well, I'm gonna puke. Haven't you gone back home over the years? No. Gill looked sad and troubled as he replied. I feel like I shouldn't pry, so I hold back from asking more. Got it. Crab cakes it is. They'll be ready today. Now, I can thank Gill today. Goal in mind, I headed out to buy everything I needed to make some crab cakes. She's like, I need crab and cakes. I checked an ingredients list on my phone, bought them, and began to preparing the crab cakes for Gill. At least she looked it up and wasn't just like, I can do this. What's a tisp? Oh, like the little fairies in fucking Sleeping Beauty. Fold in the eggs. With the eggshells. I don't know why that lives in the back of my mind. If anybody's talking about like bad cooking, it's like, yeah, there you go. It's a teaspoon. Anyway, however, when the one little fairy, what's a tisp? Every time I see TSP in a book, that's all I think is like tisp. What's a tisp? I'll be 100 years old remembering that, just giggling to myself. I don't know why it's so funny, but it is. I should have brought. I think she means bought. I should have bought flaked crab meat. As the name suggests, crab cakes are like a burger, but made using crab meat. I thought it'd be great if I went all out and bought an entire crab, but because of my enthusiasm, I'm having some trouble. Okay, yeah, that's a little, yeah. I guess you'd have to read how to prepare it. I wouldn't have bought an entire crab. It's running around the kitchen. Oh my God, you have to cook it too. It's a lot of work to get all the meat out. The crab shell is getting everywhere. There's not a surface in the kitchen that isn't messy now, and smells of the ocean. I have to collect all the shell shards, not step on them, and then I need to wash my hands. Oh, wow, this is a lot. Spacey, I'll help you out here. No, it's all right. You can leave the crab cakes to me. He's like, why do you have a fucking crab, though? Just as I was saying that, a piece of crab shell slipped out of my hand. Oh, no. The shell fell into the crab meat bowl and got mixed in. Gill burst out laughing. It wouldn't have magically gotten mixed in unless you were mixing it in this, like, it would have just fallen in. You would have been able to pick it out. Like, kind of fucking quicksand crab meat are you using? The quicksand crab only exists in Lost York. Such a pain in the ass to cook with, because if you accidentally drop anything in the bowl, it sucks it in like it's quicksand. That's why it's the quicksand crab. You're welcome for that eldritch horror right there. It's pretty hard, isn't it? Let me help. I've been doing this since I was a kid. I always snuck into the crab shells. Always snuck into the shell crabs. I always snuck into the shell crabs. What? You snuck into the shell crab? That doesn't make any fucking sense. I wonder what he meant by that, but I don't think too long. My hands are numb from shelling crab. I really wanted to do this for you, Gill. Don't worry. Being able to cook with you is just as rewarding. Gill gives me a huge grin. Gill seems to really love cooking with others. I suppose it's because he likes me. Because of that, my heart hurts a bit. Gill, I'm so sorry. The more time we spend together, the guiltier I feel. I lost myself in thought while Gill took over preparing the crab in front of me. He deftly shelled the crab. Clearly, he had a lot of experience doing this, just like he said. Sorry, Gill. I'm the one who's sorry. I requested such a difficult dish from you. I mean, seriously, was that a test, or are you just being a bitch? Probably a little bit of both. He's like, I'm gonna see if she'll do it, and then also, like, this is kind of payback for me loving you for 6 fucking years. Go try to figure out how to make crab cakes, bitch. I mean, you could have picked worse, but I'm just saying. So I feel like it was a little bit of spite. Spite master. Anyway. To me, crab cakes taste like when I'm feeling nostalgic, this is the only dish for me. He squints and focuses like into the meat from the crab. Gill's really good at cooking. I wonder if he was as handy in the kitchen back in Baltimore. In that moment, I realized that I know nothing about Gill's family. I don't have a family in the conventionals. Avoided the topic on purpose. But unlike my life in Celestia, Gill should have a family somewhere here. Unless, I mean, his last name is Lovecraft, so be an eldritch. Oh no. That would change the whole game, wouldn't it? Shit! He's good at chores and cooking, he's caring too, but Gill always avoids talking about family. He even hates his surname. I wonder what Gill's family is like. Google? What's Gill's family like? We mutually avoided the topic, so I took advantage of that and never brought it up. But now I'm curious for some reason. I said that and, like, hopefully my phone wasn't like, I heard you, because I hate it when the, like, Google thing pops up every once in a while. It's like, stop it, I'm not trying to talk to you. It does that when I'm driving and I'm, like, singing to music. It's always like, what can I help you with? Fuck off, Google, I didn't say your name. Damn it, Google, you ruined my groove. Don't throw off the Emperor's groove. Wow, we just a puddle full of references for Disney today, ain't we, huh? Hey, Gill, about Baltimore. Say, CG? No, I don't know. Not yet. When I opened my mouth as told, a piece of crab meat was guided in. Oh, yep, there you go. 'Tis a CG. Oh, this is delicious. I'm glad I splurged with the crab. Gill smiled at my reaction while I continued chewing. I always was rewarded with a taste for helping out. It's a perk of being the one cooking things. What a wonderful perk. I agree. Oh, were you about to say something? Yeah, about Baltimore. Here, have some more. And he keeps shoving food in your face. Yes, actually. You said crab cakes were from your hometown, right? I was wondering what Baltimore is like. I tried to say it in a pleasantly vague way. Still, Gill groaned and smiled, though he looked troubled. It's a town like every other. Actually, it's a port town, so there's lots of fresh seafood. Remember when Raoul talked about going to Baltimore when he was a kid? He said he got food poisoning from eating oysters. Oh yeah, Raoul did mention that during the wedding we attended on Parasite House. Evil! Right. That's right, he thinks oysters are like the devil. In Baltimore, it's common to pray for safe seafaring and good harvest at the Neptune Festival. They eat oysters there. The Neptune Festival? They're like, wait a minute. Oh, well, you know, that explains why Raoul was there, actually. I volunteered there every year. I accompanied Raoul after getting hauled to the hospital for his food poisoning. I didn't think I'd see him again for another interview. He seemed to remember me pretty clearly, too. At first, Raoul mistook me for Neptune himself. I suppose in his eyes I was the god of anti-food poisoning. And then you're like, you're not Neptune hiding, are you, Gill? Because that's weird. You know? I mean, Alan's an incubus. I'm just saying. Pretty sure Peter is Jupiter. I wouldn't be so shocked. He even said, if Gill's a human, then that means Neptune must be a woman. It's like his sickness gave him an epiphany. And thanks to that incident, I became friends with the Raoul Aconite. With the Raoul Aconite of all people. Life sure does come at you fast. Gill continues to skillfully craft crab cakes while speaking. I see how much of a crab cake expert he is. But more than that, I was interested in why he sounded so happy. He also changed the subject from his hometown and the past to talking about Raoul. He's so happy because he's in love with Raoul. You can't have him, Gill. Back the fuck off. I like the himbo this time. I thought about this earlier. And I was like, wow. Okay, I just realized it, but I didn't just realize it. Okay, it's like I put the kind of pieces together. But like, what I did not just realize was I know I like the sassy, snarky bitch of a character, right? I'm always into the sassy bitch. Like, hi, you're the glasses asshole. Hello? Yeah, slam me up against a wall and insult me harder. Jesus. Right? And I'd never liked the himbos. The himbos is like, yeah, no, you're great as a character, and we'll be bros, but like, I don't want to date you, you know? And yet, for some reason, this game just subverts all your expectations, because Ryuki is basically the asshole. He's the snarky asshole that's calling you ugly colors or whatever, even though, I'm sorry, the color he called other people is actually a nice, pretty dark purple, but whatever, Ryuki. All colors are beautiful in their own way. Just, on the eye of the beholder, some colors are like, okay, there are some, like, pukey, poopy brown colors and greenish that you're like, I don't know, but, I'm sure somebody finds them beautiful. Anyway, not the point. And, like, I don't dislike Ryuki, but it's more like, you're kind of funny, but I don't know if I really want to date you. I mean, we're gonna, because I'm curious about his route, and we're gonna enjoy all the routes in this, but it's more like, yeah, no, you're not my favorite. But yet, Raoul, being the himbo that he is, I'm like, I love you so much. I don't know what this game has done, and how the fuck it's flipped all the characters that I normally love into the ones that I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I mean, you're fine. And then the ones that I'm like, yeah, no, you're fine, into, no, I love you so much. I mean, okay, not exactly, because Shelby's a robot, and I love the robots, and I love Shelby. I'm not gonna lie. But, like, Gill is that obsessive, creepy, stalkerish, like, I'll protect you, I'll do everything for you, I will kill you, get away from me. And, like, they do him well in this, though, where you're like, oh, you're a little sad that you're gonna do it. But you know what? You'll grow it. We'll fix it. You know what I mean? Like, he's not detestable like those characters usually are for me. Like, I usually hate those characters with, like, a passion of 1,000 burning suns. Like, I hate you. But, like, I like Gill. I don't know if I'm, like, in love with Gill. Like, best route ever! But it's more like, oh, you're sad and cute, though. Like, I think it's because of her. She's not going to let him be that crazy creepy. And, like, again, like in every other game, the MC's always like, okay, I'll just let you breathe for me. All right. Oh my god. No, stop it. Grow a backbone. But we have one, and I don't think she's going to change and be backboneless just for Gill, so it'll be fine. He'll be fine. We'll simmer him down a little bit. He'll still be a little overbearing, but it won't be, like, where I want to light him on fire. So, But again, this game. You made the character trope that I hate into one that's like, he's kind of likable, though. The fuck? Weird. And, I mean, then you have Alan, who's the flirty whore. I like the flirty whores most of the time, so, The robot and the flirty whore is kind of hard to, like, not do right. I mean, the robot character doesn't know how to human. It's adorable, and I love them. How are you going to do that where I hate it? You know what? Don't answer that, games. Don't do it. Leave my robots and my flirty whores alone. And, yeah, I'd say normally leave my sassy assholes alone, but, like, we switched in this one, okay? We fell in love with the himbo. I really hope his route just makes me love him more. And we're just not in love with our flirty whore not our flirty whore. We are in love with the flirty whore. I do like Alan. My, like, sassy asshole. That's where I was going. Just not as in love with the sassy asshole. Just weird. Anyway. I just had that realization earlier. Like, whoa, wait a minute. Ryuki's like the sassy asshole. And I'm like, you're okay, I guess. But the himbo is like, I love you. Weird. Not normally what happens to me. Anyway. Gill's over here talking about my boyfriend. What the fuck? It really feels like Gill's family and home are kind of off limits. I shouldn't pry further. Plus, if this were reversed, I wouldn't know how to answer about my own lack of family. Instead of trying to force things, I'll wait until Gill's ready to share that with me. Yet I wonder why my heart aches and why I feel so restless. What emotion is this? It makes me feel chilled inside. Such a mysterious emotion. I pondered what was in my heart while Gill continued to make crab cakes. My compliments to the chef.
And compliments received. And thanks for such a lovely meal, Spacey.
Oh, don't thank me. You did most of the work. I was just your assistant, and barely that. All I did was shape the crab cakes and prep some lettuce for the salad. Gill basically handled almost everything else, and as usual, he demonstrated how skilled he really is. Well, this is the this is part of me wants to be mad at Gill about this, because, like, we're gonna cook for you, and then he basically took over and we did nothing. But, you know, it was supposed to be like a joint effort, and he was supposed to just kind of like, oh, I'll step in and I'll help and do stuff, and then he took over. I don't think he meant to be like, no, you'll hurt yourself if you cut with that knife. You know what I mean? He didn't do it in the way that's irritating to me, but it's still like, well, you did everything, though, and I didn't get to do anything. I mean, alright, but I'm just gonna pout. Anyway. I'm sorry, Gill. I really thought I'd be able to cook for you as thanks for today.
Well, that's exactly what you did, and it was delicious. I haven't had such a wonderful meal in a while.
Gill's smile was so big that I knew it was genuine. I returned it with a smile of my own, simply because he looked so happy. See, so it's nice that he's, like, you know, he's not like, yeah, I made a great meal. He's like, it was better because you and I did it together. Like, okay. Well, now that we're finished, I'll take care of the cleanup. Go and take a break. I pick up the dishes and head to the kitchen. Clarice hasn't come home yet, so she's probably spending the night elsewhere again since she has a day off tomorrow. Looks like it's just Gill and me today. But I don't feel nervous. Gill is like family to me. You keep saying that, you're gonna break his heart. I was raised by Lord Mars and Lady Venus, who share no blood relation to me. My understanding of family is different. The way I wanted to thank him feels closer to celebrating Father's Day or Mother's Day. As usual, my own feelings are hard to understand. I still need to sort through them to consider how I view Gill as a man.
Spacey, how about we watch a movie after dinner? I've got a Trans4Cars disc. I thought you probably didn't keep up with it once I left. What do you say? Want to watch?
Oh, yeah, please.
Awesome. And then save the dishes for later and come settle down. If we don't start now, we'll end up staying up late.
And then I'll have to do the dishes late. Let's get started. Rinse them off and put them in the dishwasher. You don't have a dishwasher? I can wash the dishes before bed. Quickly, I place them in the sink and hurry to the sofa, or you just let them soak and wash them tomorrow. It's fine. I sat down and watched Gill put in the disc. He adjusted things to make the screen easier to see and grabbed us some drinks. The movie began, and immediately I was glued to the screen. Is that the best you can do, Bumblepig? Stand up! I can't do Megatron. Wow, that scene brings back memories. And that transformation sequence still looks so cool.
I know. All the main Trans4Cars are standardized. Their specs are the same, which is part of why they're so cool.
Gill kept the good times rolling with snacks and his high energy. He put a cushion down for me, prepared lots of treats, and even kept my wine glass full. He really is a caring guy. It's quite intense. We continued watching the movie as Gill topped my glass and kept refreshing the snacks. He's plying you with wine. He's getting you drunk. I don't know if that's a good thing. In the end, I was so focused on the movie that I didn't notice Gill had snuck away and done the dishes. You bastard, but awesome. I don't have to do him now. I feel bad, but cool.
What? What's you freaking out about? It's just feathers on the screen. Because we started a new chapter. Which I missed the title of, but according to the guide, it's Lovecraft and Love, so I think. A few days later, I was eating lunch at my desk while looking at the afternoon sky.
It's too peaceful. I feel uneasy. Next to my hand is a homemade lunch, prepared by none other than Gill. He wakes up early to make lunches for Clarice and me. I don't know if it's right to leave things as they are. He cooks and cleans for us and even runs errands, too. Gill's in complete house husband mode right now. Still, I do notice that he works extra late. I think we're putting an unreasonable strain on Gill's schedule. When I think about that, I feel a lot of guilt. I don't want to heap stress onto Gill. I'd like to help him relax. No, go away. Back in college, Gill helped me out all the time. I can't cause any more trouble on his behalf. It's like my tablet every single time I'm trying to use it for a guide. It's like, we need to restart. No, go fuck yourself. Don't you dare restart. I'll wake up even earlier than him tomorrow and make breakfast, because then it closes all my frickin' guides, all my tabs, and then I have to open them all again, and it's like, stop doing that. And I should probably just wash the dishes as soon as possible, too. Besides, I remember what Gill previously told me over the phone. It's something I want to do. Actually, initially, I wanted to write articles for Carcraft Road. Carcraft Road? It's a car enthusiast magazine. I used to love reading it when I was a kid. I would get a copy every month from the bookstore. Because I like to write, it was a childhood dream of mine to write specifically for Carcraft Road. You said you wanted to write for Carcraft Road, Gill. But he hasn't taken any steps toward making that dream come true. I get the feeling that between the housework and his current job, he has no time. I'm sure I'm getting in the way of Gill's dream. Once he gets back, I should talk to him, starting with dividing up the chores. Even if Gill says he doesn't mind, I can't keep taking advantage of his willingness. Clarice may want to keep things as is because it's easy, but that's just using Gill for her own benefit. That's why I decided to step up and do some chores. I want to be Gill's equal. I can't seem to shake that intense desire right now. Sorry. Yawn. And stretch. Ugh. I'm home! Welcome home, Spacey. Dinner's on the table. Upon my arrival, Gill quickly welcomed me home. I could smell the delicious fragrance of dinner, and I could hear my stomach loudly growl. Gill's cooking is just too good to resist. Everything I wanted to say to Gill faded away. No, calm down, stomach. Gill in his dream needs to come first. I go inside and wash my hands. By the time I got to the dining table, I made up my mind and looked at Gill.
Hi, what you doing, buddy? Hello. Ow, don't bite. It was not nice. Don't be nice. Don't you bite the headset. You're a nasty bird. You came over to visit me. You used to be a nasty. Just a jerk. I can't look at you because the headset's in the way. Hello. No, it's not for you. Don't bite the microphone. Nobody wants to hear you. That's not true. Everybody loves you. They'd love to hear you. But not biting on the microphone. Nobody wants that in their ear. Alright, you just sit there and be nice.
Hey, Gill, before we eat, there's something I need to say to you.
Were you coming on this side? That's nicer. The headset's not on that side.
Well, my headphone is, but not the mic.
What's up? Is everything okay?
Well, It's then that the doorbell rings. It can't be Clarice. She just unlocked the door and come in. It's probably a delivery person or maybe a guest.
I'll get it.
Who could it be at this hour? Thanks. I couldn't say it. I watched Gill walk to the door as I heaved a sigh. In front of me was more of his delicious cooking. I felt irritated at being interrupted and made to wait. Then, I heard Gill cry out from the front door. Brother? Brother? What are you doing here? Who calls their brother brother? Hey, sister! What? Brother? Gill's? Chi went into hiding due to being surprised by a sudden visitor. Really, Chi? What are you hiding from? Oh, Chi, shy as always. Humans can't even see you unless his brother's not a human. It would be cruel to take him out, so I left him alone as I went to the door. I see a man that looks similar to Gill. He looks about 3 years older than Gill, and his hair is different. Still, his eyebrows are the same. They're definitely brothers. I need to see his brother. I peer out, and Gill notices me. He waves at me with a troubled look on his face. Sorry, this is my brother. You know, you can't come here without telling me. I want to see his older brother. They're not going to show it because you'd be like, his older brother's hot. What the fuck? Sorry, Gill, but I need to hide out with you for a while. Gill's brother covers his face with both hands and nearly drops to his knees. Huh? What am I gonna do? Seeing his brother like that, Gill and I just glance at each other. We nodded in unison. I'm gonna need a Sprite for Bro, if he's gonna be living in our house. All three of us ate dinner together. Gill's brother finally calmed down while we relaxed with after-dinner tea. Galen. Oh. Galen Lovecraft. I mean, you've got such a sexy name. Why do we not have a CG for... Why is there no Sprite for you? I imagine he's sexy as shit. And you'd be like, I'm sorry, Gill, I'm in love with your brother. And that's exactly what would happen, so... I'm so sorry. I haven't introduced myself. My name's Galen, and I'm Gill's brother. Nice to meet you. I'm Spacey Mirror. We reached across the table and shook hands. Gill's brother breathed a sigh of relief once the introductions were done. He relaxed and sipped on his cup of herbal tea. It's why we went through the whole thing, dinner, everything, and not... And your name is... I'm really sorry for crashing here, Gill, but I didn't know you were living with such a beautiful girlfriend. She's not my girlfriend. Anyway, why are you here? Lovecraft in love. Is that... I thought it was going to be something about Gill, but now it's like, is your brother in love and running, or is your brother going to fall in love with me? I'm okay with that. I don't know what he looks like, but I imagine he's a slightly older, little, like, more suave version of Gill. You know, slightly hotter. Isn't this the place you're renting? I was your guarantor. Grantor? Grantor. Why can't I? We're just, I don't know, anyway. Oh, right. I didn't tell you I moved. You moved? You should have told me that! Sorry, but things were hectic at the time. Well, I'm glad I caught you today, then. Gill, what am I supposed to do? What are you supposed to do about what? Gill's expression turned sullen. I've never seen him like this before. I'm sad we don't get a Sprite, man. Would it be another side character for me to, like, be like, why, game? Why didn't you give me Owen? God damn it, game. Why didn't you give me Galen? Come on. But why didn't you give me him to at least look at? Gill seems a bit more childish when he's with his brother. He's definitely the little sibling. Normally, Gill is much more calm and collected. He's quite caring, so he has an air of maturity. Seeing Gill reduced to just a younger brother in front of Galen made me feel a little sad. It made me think that Gill hides part of himself in front of me. I wonder if Gill will rely on me and be wholly himself one day. After all, that's what it means to be on equal footing. While thinking that over, I waited for Galen to continue, but he just covered his face again. Gill, I don't want to look at cars anymore. Huh? Cars? I have absolutely no idea what's going on here, especially now that Galen just collapsed on the table. I don't even like cars to begin with. They keep telling me to pick out the right parts vendor, but I don't know good from bad. I can't remember all the tire materials, and when I reference my notes, everyone just laughs at me. This is a family business, and he's like, I don't want to do it! Oh. Plus, they keep pushing all these failures onto me. I keep getting honeypots sent my way, too. It sucks. I hate this. I don't want to be the VP anymore, Gill. VP? Pardon, but you're a vice president of some kind? I voiced my surprise. Galen looked at me while sniffling. Gill, why didn't you tell her? Yes, I'm VP of Lovecraft Industries. It's our family's car company. We've had it for generations. That's why he hates his name, but nobody knows. Hey, don't tell her! Lovecraft Industries? I want a car that looks like Cthulhu! I don't know. I mean, part of me would be like, my car's a Lovecraft, that's fine. But another part of me would be a little scared that it would eat me at some point. Because it would house the spirit of an angry eldritch god. I'm just saying, look, come on. Come on, you can't say Lovecraft without everybody thinking H.P. Lovecraft and eldritch terrors. Come on, it's just... And now, but you work in cars. Are you sure? Are you sure you're not summoning evil deities? I don't know. Our father's the current president and I'm the VP. Actually, our company is best known as LCI. You've never heard of it? Didn't even ever think. When he's like the LCI cars, he's like, what? No, I don't like cars. I'm like, why would he hide that he likes cars? He doesn't want us to know that he loves the cars that his family makes. Good one, game. I didn't see that coming. This is great. I love it. What? LCI? Oh. I keep telling you that I'm only into men with an LCI, yet I keep getting men who are below my standards. Cupid sucks. In regards to that section, I want to limit the list to only members who own an LCI car. In terms of annual income... Are they like the fucking like... I can't even think comparable. Are they like Ferrari or Lamborghini or like what? What kind of American... We don't have a lot of American automakers. I mean, like, I only want people to drive a Ford. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I have a Chevy. But like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, ooh, like Tesla, I guess? Maybe. I don't know. Like, it's just like pretty... It's like, ooh, ritzy. Like, the brand is so ritzy. Like... LCI, the luxury car brand? Oh, great. So you've heard of us. What a relief. Yes, many of our members are a fan of LCI's cars. So LCI's official name is Lovecraft Industries. That makes Lovecraft Industries. Yeah, okay. I was like, is it Lovecraft Car Industries? Is that what the I meant? Lovecraft. Okay. That never even crossed my mind. I know, me either. Maybe I heard it in passing or on the news. If Gill's brother is LCI's vice president and his father is the president... Wait a minute. Then Gill's also the son of the president of LCI. He's like, wow, she's a quick one. Not really. Like, I looked directly toward Gill. He sighed as if he was relenting. Yeah, he's right. I've kept it a secret all along. He sighed again and looked down. But Gill's in love with what, like, so he could absolutely be the VP. He would love that. But I left home, so this has nothing to do with me. Dad and I even fought about it. He said that in such a dejected way. Then Gill glared at Galen with fierce hatred in his eyes. He's mad because he told him, what's your problem anyway? What made you suddenly hate cars? He's like, I've never liked them! Nothing. I never even liked them to begin with! What? That didn't seem to be the case when they announced the new heir. You said you loved them and wanted to develop LCI. That's what he was told to say. Could you imagine if your father was like, oh no, my son Galen will take over, and he's like, what? I don't even like cars! This sucks! Are you gonna say that, like, in some kind of heir-apparent announcement that the father probably made? When you were like, huh? Galen's like, you've been raised by a rich fucking crusty upper crust crusty family, like, rich crusty family. Well, I'm going to name you heir. You're not going to get up there. Like, it's going to be some big-ass announcement, and then Galen's going to be like, huh? But he's already been raised to be like, yes, hi, smile and wave, princess wave. Okay, you know, come on. I was just putting on airs in front of her. Her? Long story short, here's what happened. There's a family that the Lovecrafts have connections with. The she in question was the fiancé of the next president. Galen fell in love with her at first sight when he was young. He worked hard so that he could ask for her hand in marriage. I was able to work hard because of her. I never liked cars. From the beginning, I hated them. And then say that before you take the role of heir. I couldn't and I can't. The girl I fell for is the fiancé of the heir to the Lovecraft company. If my secret got out, I'd never become the president. I wouldn't be able to marry her otherwise. What the hell kind of 1864 bullshit is this? Does she love you? Hold on. I'm so angry, I had to sneeze. No, but it's like, is she in love with you? No, she only wants to marry me because I'm gonna be the president. Okay, then she's a twat. Shove her out the fucking door. You'll get over her. My God, what is wrong with this family? You're both needy, clingy bastards. I can't. I'm desperately in love with her. She's a twat, Galen. Out with it. Or it's going to be like, no, she really loves me. So then if you weren't the heir, would she still want to marry you? Probably. Okay, then shut the fuck up and stop complaining. Like, what the hell kind of arranged bullshit is this? That's why I tried to like cars. I really, really tried, but it's no use. They didn't give him a Sprite because he's in love with someone else, so he can't date him ever anyway. There's no point in fawning over him. Couldn't even have him in a fan disc. Could you imagine? I'm sorry, Gill. I'm leaving you for your brother. Oh my god, that'd be so mean. That's why they didn't give him a Sprite. They were like, you can't do that. Even if you don't like Gill, even if you're not into Gill, you'd still feel guilty. You'd be like, oh my god, I love Gill. I feel so guilty that I know how much. Like, you feel guilty in every other route. You're like, ooh, Gill is so in love with me, but I'm going out with Shelby. Come on. Come on. They made it apparent how desperately in love with you he is in the common route. If they waited till this route, you'd feel guilty, but you'd be like, but I don't know. But come on. She doesn't know, but we do. We do. And that's guilt. What the hell are circuits? What the hell is fuel? I can't even begin to understand electric vehicles. Ugh. I hate cars. You can't be that stupid. I think you're just exaggerating. You know what fuel is. Galen started crying all over again. Gil's face pinched up in that troubled expression again. I see you're just like me. Just like Gill? Gill, you gotta help me. You like cars, right? Teach me about why they're so great. They have 4 wheels and they go vroom and they get you from point A to point B when there's no public transit. They're great. You hate cars so much, but you still want to like them? It's for her sake. I want to become the president so that I can marry her. So this is what the Lovecraft family is like. Intense. Yeah. Needy, whiny bastards. You know what? It's better that Galen doesn't have a Sprite. I wanted to believe he was going to be the sexier version of Gill, but he's just like the older, probably still cute, but like slightly more pathetic version of Gill. I don't know if I can handle that. You know what? I take back everything I said. Let's just stay here. They forcibly change themselves to suit who they love. Seeing them behave like this makes me worried for their futures, right? And their sanity. But like whoever is going to be their therapist is going to be making a fortune, so good on the therapist, I guess. Although they're going in 2 different directions, Galen is the same as Gill. They really are crafting love. Besides, she loves cars. When we go on dates, she always notices every detail of our ride, but I don't get it. That's pitiful on my end. I want to like cars at least half as much so I can understand her. Well, the thing is you're lying to her. If you were like, I'm not into cars that much, but I love how passionate you are, and I want you to teach me. Help me. Help me understand. Like, that's part of, like, when somebody is really passionate about something and you care about them or love them, then you're like, I don't get it, but, like, okay, I like how excited you get when you talk about cars, you silly car enthusiast, right? You know? Like, I wouldn't want someone rolling their eyes at me when I'm like, okay, so let me just talk about Bungo Stray Dogs or, like, Black Butler or my Atome games. I want them to be like, you're a nerd, but I like it. You know what I mean? I want them to think it's enduring and cute. Endearing. Wow. Endearing and cute. How obsessed I am with my anime husbands. Okay? But I don't want them to be like, yeah, I'm totally in, and pretend that they're into it too. No, you're supposed to just be like, I'm into it because you're into it. And I know that you get excitable and you want to talk about it, and I'm here, I'll listen. I don't get it, but it's okay. I'm here for you, boo. Like, that's all it's about. So, like, pretending you like cars and faking it is like, she's gonna feel lied to. She's gonna be like, you never liked cars the whole time. It's gonna be like, on their deathbed, 84 years and you never liked cars, you lying bastard! And then, like, I mean, that's just not how you want to go out, right? Come on. Bro, Galen, I'm gonna need you to man up. Hike your nuts up and be a man about it. Like, just tell her you don't like cars, you're not into cars, you don't get it, but, like, her passion makes you enthusiastic, so you want her to just share her passion and tell you about things, and then, you know, you just enjoy her weeping out over cars. It's fine. It's fine. God. So please, Gill, teach me what's so great about cars. There are plenty of people who know what I know. I'm afraid I can't really help you much. Yes, you can, nerdy bastard. Are you kidding me? You had your own workshop back home specifically for manufacturing parts on your own. Your own workshop? Gill, you were making your own cars? Galen, stop making this about me. I didn't want anyone to know that I liked cars. Why not? You act like it's a nerdy thing. I didn't want anyone to know I liked anime. Most people now are like, yeah, cool, no, anime, right, everybody does. But you know what I mean? Like, what was nerdy back in the day? Like, cars, I don't think were ever nerdy. Ever. Ever. Everyone's like, oh, you got a nice car. Cars have always been cool. Maybe, like, when Henry Ford was fucking doing it, people were like, what the hell are you doing, nerd? Huh, horseless carriage, loser. And then he did, and they were like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. Like, I don't know. Maybe people thought flying contraptions were, like, lame before the Wright brothers decided to, like, take that shit. You know, I don't know. You don't know what it was like back then. I mean, I hope you don't. Like, what are you, a vampire? Don't tell me. But, like, you know. Like, but ever since that, cars have been cool. Cool people own cars. Like, cool people have cool cars. And, like, liking cars has never been like, oh, nerd. The jocks are gonna beat you up for liking cars. Oh, computer nerd, comic book nerd. Oh, you're a car guy. Cool. That's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, you were never gonna get beat up for liking cars. Like, so, like, Gill, what the fuck? Gill turned bright red as he glares at his brother. Seems he didn't want to reveal his obvious passion for cars to others. Again, like, whatever you're passionate about is cool. And people shouldn't make fun of you for it, but in the history of the world, people have always been made fun of for certain hobbies that other people didn't get at the time. Cars was never one of them. Well, I already knew that you like cars, Gill. Huh? How? You have the Trans 4 Cars series all over. You nerd out when there's cars all over. There's still cars in this fucking apartment that you didn't take with you. Like, I'm not a fucking idiot. I may not be aware that you were in love with me, but I'm not that stupid. When I moved here, you had tons of plastic car models in your room. Plus, you always liked car-related movies. During our practice date, he got so excited when he saw that rare car. He also said it was his dream to work for a car magazine. You're like, Gill, I'm dumb, but not that dumb. I may be oblivious that you have always been in love with me, because, like, that's different, though. Like, but noticing you like cars, you're not really good at hiding it. There's no need to hide what you love, Gill. But I left home. It's hard for me to admit that I love cars. Again, why? Like, cars only exist in Baltimore? Why did you leave in the first place? What? You don't know? Well, no, I don't. My head was spinning from this entire conversation. These two were such oddballs. They're both heading full tilt in such a strange direction. Why are we going to get involved with either one of them? Oh well. So, Gill, why did you leave home? Yeah, why? Gill turned red again and looked down when I asked that. No reason in particular. I didn't want to end up like Dad. Like Dad? What do you mean? He's always busy with work. He never comes home. Mom always looked so lonely, even when we were kids. I decided that I would never be like him. And then Dad decided he had a position for me with the board of directors. He's too pushy and way too selfish. By the time we were older, you already had a fiancé. I didn't want him to choose who I'd marry if I joined the board, too. Gill's like, I want to fall in love with somebody because I love them, not because I was told to love them. And meanwhile, Galen's over there like, I was actually told to like this girl, and I don't like any of the same shit she likes. But we're getting married. Like, do you actually love her? You're like, I love her so much, she loves cars, we have nothing in common. Galen, I'm gonna need you to stop thinking with your dick for a second, because I kind of feel like if you were actually using your big boy brain, maybe if you have nothing in common, why do you like her? Because she's hot? That's not a valid, like, she's hot. I mean, like, okay, that might be a fact, but it's not a reason to love someone. I mean, it's a nice bonus if you're like, everything about them is great and they're hot. Sure, but like, but they're hot. Oh, good God. You know, it's better that Galen doesn't have a Sprite, because it'd have made him really cute. And I'd be like, God, you're such an idiot. You're dumber than your brother. And that's why I told him I wasn't going to take the position. And then I left. Is that what happened? Are you for real? Yeah, I am. I wanted to have the right to choose who I love and be loved by. And I chose, but she doesn't love me! Oh, Gill, did you ever say that to your father? No. Why not? Because it's embarrassing to admit that I just want to fall in love. And Dad's a workaholic. He wouldn't get it. So, what about you, Galen? Did you ever tell your father about how much you love your fiancé and how much you hate cars? Of course not. Thought he'd remove me as the heir if I said anything like that. The two troublesome brothers, she's like, oh, for fuck's sake, I quit. Both of them are so dedicated to love. Both refuse to give any explanations. They're so identical that it's scary. I mean, seriously? That's right. Gil still hasn't confessed his feelings for me. That's why I never understood. I can't believe it until he tells me directly. If he gets straight to the point, then I wouldn't have to worry about this so much. I'm sure I'm not alone in that feeling. I completely understand what you two are thinking. However, you make too many assumptions. You don't discuss anything and you go in with your mind made up. Not talking about things is the coward's way out. Are you calling me a coward? Yes, I am. You might want to find common ground if you just talk, but you avoid that. The other party can't even defend themselves. Of course, you two probably know your parents better than me. I could be completely wrong, but you're both fucking idiots. She didn't say the last line, but it's there. But if I were your parent, I wouldn't want to hear you say, you won't understand, if I haven't been given a chance. That's why I think you should at least give them space to talk. Especially you, Gill. If you had been honest about what you wanted, your father might have agreed. You really think so? All he does is work. Your father is a workaholic who's rarely home, right? Yeah. Back when I was a kid, our old butler was my only company. Was his name Sebastian, and was he a sexy demon? Because I'm going to move into your house. Gill, I'm going to come and live with you. Where's your sexy butler? You can't throw the word butler in without my mind going, look, I got a one-track mind, okay? Butler? Hearing an unexpected word, I paused, holding back from asking about that. Instead, I continued the conversation. She's like, what the fuck is a butler? So your father doesn't know how you truly feel then? Yeah, you'd be right. Same for you, Galen. Did you tell him about your fiancé? About how you don't like cars? Never! I don't want to hurt her. Plus, she's willing to be with me despite how I actually feel. How long have you been dating your fiancé? About 10 years now. We've been engaged since we were kids. Again, what kind of arranged bullshit? Like, what decade is this game? That's proof that things will be fine. As the real deal Cupid, I've seen many arranged marriages. If they're still in love with one another after 10 years, is a solid foundation. If you're still in love with each other after 10 years and you haven't actually gotten married, your chances of getting divorced are, like, astronomically high. I mean, have you ever seen couples that are like, we've just been dating for, like, 20 years, and then they get married, and then, like, a year later they're divorced? It's like, just stay dating. You don't have to get married. But if you want to get married, you just, 10 years is, like, there's something wrong there. Like, again, not interested in getting married. We're just going to kind of live together and, like, be a couple forever without actually getting married. That's fine. That works. Stay that way. Don't do the, like, well, we have to get married now, because if you wanted to get married, it wouldn't take you 10 years. For them, though, they were engaged as, like, children, so 10 years is like, we've been engaged since we were, like, 8. I mean, technically, what he's probably in is, what are we, like, early to mid-20s? So he's, like, maybe in the mid-20s. So they've been engaged since they were, like, what, 15 or 16? So, yeah, that's fine. Wait 10 years then. You know, but, like, we started dating when we were 25. Now we're 40, and, like, maybe we'll get married now. You should probably just stay dating. Just live like that. I don't know. I've just known so many people that's like, we're getting married after, like, 20 years dating, and then they get divorced, like, a year later, and it's like, just don't, it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't know. Anyway. Galen, try opening up to your fiancé. If you've been together for a decade, she might secretly know that you hate cars. If she doesn't, she might just, I don't know. You're either really good at faking it, Or she just doesn't give a shit what you think and doesn't listen to you. I don't know. Really? But I don't want to hurt her. She's like, he hates cars, and I keep talking about the fun. Look at the freaking dash on this car. Isn't it sexy? He's like, yeah, huh? A white lie to save someone's feelings can cause more pain. Upon saying that, my heart leapt. The same could be applied to me. I was with Gill the entire time, but I never asked about his family or dreams until recently. I'm happy that I did, but I also feel sad. He's not comfortable enough with me to open up and share his secrets. Gill's always looking out for me, but he won't let me get close to him. Instead, he just pampers me as a way of keeping distance between us. We're fucking therapizing him. Awesome. That's not truly love. At least it doesn't feel like an earnest love to me. That's why I want you to have a conversation. Your fiancé might know that you're struggling. She might even be waiting for you to initiate. Do you really think so? I don't think she's as dumb as you are. You've been together for years, right? Keeping secrets might help you, but it also might hurt your partner's trust in you. Exactly. In the end, it's worse for someone you love to be hurting than it is to keep a secret. I hope you'll trust her more. After saying that with a smile, Galen's expression became more optimistic. I see what you mean. You're right. I don't want to hurt her if it means I get to keep my secret. I understand. I'll talk to her about this. I thought she might hate me, but I see that she's not that fickle. Good for you, Galen. Sorry, I'm gonna head back now. I apologize for barging in here like this, Gill. Oh, wait. You're going back to Baltimore this late? Yeah, I want to see her as soon as I can. It'll be like 2 a.m. What the fuck? Oh, hold on. Is that an owl outside? It's not like whoo, it's like it's like got a hooing of an owl. Like it's echoey like an owl, but it's almost like a dove. It's weird. There's a dowel out there. A dove owl. An alv. An alv. Anyway. Galen smiles like a man deeply in love. His disregard for distance is the same as Gill's. These two really are brothers, down to their blood. Gill wouldn't have had any qualms about going to Baltimore this late, just like his brother. Oh, right. I'm supposed to be the one Gill likes. Gill waited for me for over an hour. He also went all the way from 6th Ave to 2nd Ave. My heart aches at the thought. Again, only in this place is going 4 blocks, like, fucking lengthy. Everyone else, it's like, oh, it's a foot, we're done. Like, it's not that far in most cities. This one's huge. I don't know if I can reciprocate Gill's feelings. Wow, that's like a demon owl. I have my headphones on and the music going in the game and you hear, ooh, on the, it's like fucking ghost owl. What the fuck? What do I think of Gill anyway? I try to think about things while we saw Galen off. I wish you could hear this. I mean, it just goes on forever. Jesus, it's kind of terrifying. I love owls, but like, what kind of owl is that? It's like the fucking owl of Christmas past out there. Jesus. Shit, I think I'm going to be visited by 3 spirits tonight. Fuck. All right. I know I'm getting a little grinchy, but Jesus. Anyway, I'm going to stop here because we're about at time. So yeah, I will see you guys next time if I don't get eaten by the ghost owl. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.